Google AdWords, best practices for ROI. Why Google Ads ROI still comes down to pipeline. B2B teams keep asking whether Google AdWords, Google Ads, is still worth it as CPCs climb and search results get more crowded. The answer is yes, if you treat paid search like a pipeline engine instead of a traffic faucet. That starts with remembering how buyers behave. About 71% of B2B researchers begin with generic Google searches, and roughly 89% use online search during the buying journey. Those searches are rarely branded at the beginning. They look like problem and solution queries, exactly where disciplined advertisers can intercept demand early, shape the narrative, and drive prospects to the right offer. If you're not present, paid, and organic, when buyers self-educate, you don't just lose clicks, you lose a seat on the short list. The real goal isn't more leads, it's more qualified conversations, CQLs, opportunities, and closed-won revenue, at a cost that fits your unit economics. When we run Google Ads with that lens, small improvements in targeting, structure, and follow-up compound into major ROI gains. 2025 benchmarks. The bar is higher, but the math is clear. Google remains the dominant arena for intent capture, controlling roughly 71.98% of global search market share. That concentration matters in B2B because most buying journeys are research-heavy and search-led, which means your paid search program can either become a predictable pipeline source or an expensive guessing game. Across industries in 2025, Google search ads average a 6.66% click-through rate, a 7.52% conversion rate, about $5.26 cost per click, and roughly $70.11 cost per lead. Benchmarks don't define success for your category, but they give you a baseline for diagnosing what's broken. Low CTR is usually relevance, low CVR is usually landing page offer, and high CPL is usually intent mix or wasted queries. Use these as directional inputs for modeling and forecasting, not as targets to blindly copy. A B2B account can beat average CPL and still lose money if it's buying low-quality form fills. The benchmark that matters most is whether paid search contributes qualified pipeline at a cost your sales motion can sustain. Define ROI like a CFO, break-even CPL, not vanity metrics. Many teams default to ROAS, but B2B ROAS is slippery because revenue lags behind spend and sales cycles are long. A 2025 benchmark pegs median Google Ads ROAS around 3.28 times across industries, while B2B SaaS medians can be closer to 1.29 times. That gap doesn't mean Google Ads doesn't work for SaaS. It means your offer, qualification, and lifetime value need to carry more of the load. The practical move is to build a simple ROI model that starts with your economics and works backward. Average deal size, gross margin, win rate, CQL to opportunity rate, and lead to CQL rate. Once you know what a customer is worth and how many leads it takes to produce one closed-won deal, you can calculate a break-even CAC and convert it into a target CPL by campaign type. Now, good performance becomes a business number, not a marketing feeling. This is also where most accounts go wrong by optimizing for leads instead of qualified pipeline. If Google only sees cheap form submissions as success, it will hunt for cheap conversions, students, competitors, and low-intent traffic, while your SDRs drown in noise. The fix is to qualify leads in your CRM, track CQLs and opportunities, and import those offline conversions back into Google so bidding aligns to revenue outcomes. Build campaign structure around intent so budget follows buyer readiness. The fastest way to leak ROI is to blend high-intent and low-intent keywords in the same campaign. When pricing queries and what is queries share budgets, bids, and ads, your CPL becomes a blended number that hides the truth. You're often paying premium prices for early-stage curiosity. Separate campaigns by buying stage so you can spend aggressively where intent is highest and capture research traffic with cheaper, content-led offers. Once intent is separated, tighten your themes. Keep keyword groups small enough that one message can credibly match what the searcher wants, and ensure the landing page continues the exact promise the ad made. That alignment improves quality score, raises CTR, and usually lowers CPC. Small efficiency gains that become meaningful when you're buying hundreds or thousands of clicks per month. Match type should support control, not optimism. In B2B, exact and phrase match typically protect budget while you learn what truly converts into pipeline. And broad match belongs in isolated test campaigns with strict budgets and rigorous monitoring. The more hands-off you want to be, the more essential it becomes to have accurate conversion data that reflects qualification, not just a thank you page view. The goal isn't to buy clicks or even leads. It's to buy qualified meetings and revenue, and to stop paying for anything that doesn't move the funnel. Landing pages that convert. One offer, one path, one next step. Sending paid traffic to a homepage is one of the most expensive habits in B2B marketing. Homepages are built for navigation and brand storytelling, not for turning a specific search into a specific action. High ROI accounts use dedicated landing pages per theme with one clear offer: demo, consultation, benchmark report, ROI calculator, and one primary CTA that matches the searcher's intent. Your landing page should mirror the keyword language and ad promise closely enough that prospects feel continuity, not a bait and switch. Reinforce with proof, logos, short testimonials, outcomes, and reduce friction with only the fields you truly need to qualify. If you do add qualifying questions like company size or role, make sure you actually use them for routing and prioritization instead of collecting them just in case. Conversion rate optimization is also a sales enablement exercise. A good lead becomes a great lead when the form submit triggers a fast, contextual follow-up that references the exact problem or offer. When we connect Google Ads to an SDR agency motion, either in-house or through sales outsourcing, the landing page is designed with the conversation in mind, not just the form fill. Stop the bleeding. Query waste, negatives, and quality control. Most accounts don't have a bidding problem, they have a relevance problem. A widely cited analysis found the median account wasting about 76% of spend on search terms that never converted. And newer reporting has highlighted how hidden search terms can drive inefficiency, up to 85% in one independent analysis. In plain English, if you aren't actively managing queries, your budget will drift toward irrelevance. Weekly search term reviews are not optional in B2B. They're your ROI firewall. A strong negative keyword library prevents the classic jump traffic patterns, jobs, careers, training, templates, definitions, free seekers, from quietly siphoning spend, especially when you test broader match behavior. The key is cadence. A consistent 30 to 45 minutes every week beats a big cleanup once a quarter. This is also where common mistakes stack together. Optimizing for leads instead of qualified pipeline, mixing intents in one campaign, ignoring negatives, and running Google ads in a silo from sales. Fixing any one helps, but fixing all four changes the trajectory of the account. If you want Google's automation to help instead of hurt, you have to feed it clean signals and remove the garbage inputs. Turn paid search into meetings, SDR alignment, and follow-up systems. In B2B, speed and context win. If a high-intent prospect requests a demo and waits hours for a response, you've already paid for the click and likely lost the meeting. Set a tight SLA, ideally first touch within 5 to 15 minutes, and route leads with a campaign, keyword theme, and landing page offer attached so SDRs can lead with relevance instead of generic scripts. This is where a disciplined outbound sales agency workflow can multiply your Google Ads ROI. When paid leads are treated as hot inbound signals, your SDRs can prioritize the right accounts, personalize outreach, and qualify faster, especially if you pair calling with email. Many teams bring in cold calling services or an outsourced sales team to ensure coverage during peak hours, eliminate follow-up gaps, and maintain consistent activity. At SalesHive, we plug into this handoff directly. Our cold calling agency and SDR agency operations are built to follow up quickly, reference the exact intent behind the conversion, and move prospects to qualified discovery calls. Because we booked 100,000 plus meetings for 1,500 plus B2B clients, we designed follow-up as a repeatable system, more like revenue operations than lead handling. Optimization and next steps. Make ROI durable in a changing SERP. As AI overviews and zero-click behaviors increase, the teams that win will be the ones who are more intentional, not louder. That means concentrating spend on high-intent themes, building offers that earn a click, and measuring performance by downstream outcomes. Broad match can still work, but only when it's isolated, capped, and backed by strong offline conversion tracking so it learns from revenue, not noise. Budgeting should support learning, not perpetual testing. Many B2B teams need enough spend to generate at least 200 to 300 clicks per core campaign per month so performance data stabilizes and optimization becomes meaningful. With CPCs commonly in the $8 to $12 range in competitive niches, that often implies $1,600 to $3,600 per campaign monthly. Underfunded campaigns create volatile results that push teams into constant rebuilds instead of iterative improvements. Finally, use your Google Ads learnings to sharpen outbound targeting. Your best performing segments, industries, company sizes, geos, and job titles should inform your list building services, your cold email agency messaging, and your B2B cold calling services talk tracks. When paid search insights feed an outbound sales agency motion, and vice versa, you stop running disconnected channels and start operating a single, unified pipeline system.